And then I was very disturbed by what happened because my episode stopped to a halt all of a sudden and entered this strange musical sequence, this roughly a minute and a half musical compilation with characters in the background doing stuff, and I thought to myself, is this what the kids call an anime opening? An anime opening in my Rezero? Jokes aside though, I really love anime openings, and I think we're going to see this one quite a bit more than the openings from Season 2, because they're not cramming as much material into so few little episodes, and also because, I guess, very soft, mild spoilers here, Arc 5 is a lot more action-centric, and so because there's less dialogue to animate, which is more time-consuming, I'm fairly certain they're going to be able to adapt everything and still have a little bit of a showcase time for the openings and endings, which, spoilers, are both very good. I really like the new opening, and I was a bit hesitant to talk about it in the last review video because I just heard the song with some credits playing in the background and I just wasn't feeling it initially, but I knew that these types of openings really grow into me really fast, especially when I see them with animation. And let me be honest, I have a confession to make. I didn't really love Redo, the first opening of the first season, at first listen, but then it really grew into me and now it's one of my favorite openings. So I knew that sometimes these openings need a little bit of time to cook. And as a quick aside, the second opening of the first season I loved at first listen because it's just original Myth and Droid is just goated. Anyway, let's move on. The new opening has a lot of cool sequences. I particularly enjoy when they sync the lyrics to Liliana, that was a very cute nod. And also there's this strange thing where the opening at some point transitions from peace to destruction. You even get this eerie fountain of tomato juice. I believe it is tomato juice, clearly. And it's so strange because I know Rezero for the wholesome, happy slice of life, so I don't know where all this destruction is coming from. I really love this shot where they have a sort of face-to-face with both teams, the protagonist team and the witch cultist team. I really love this one, and it really reminded me, strangely enough, this is a bit of a deep cut reference, but if you've ever played Danganronpa, there is a certain part where two teams that are arguing and they are set up in an argument team, one against the other. It just reminded me of that for some reason. I thought it was funny, but it's very good nonetheless. Speaking of the witch cultists, there is a bit of a nitpick, which I do have, but it's very slight, which is, on the opening, it does spoil for anime onlys that there is more than one gluttony sibling, which I think, unless I'm misremembering, I hope not, I think it's in Arc 5 where you realize that there is more than one gluttony archbishop. And this is a bit, it's not a huge deal, obviously, but I think that in Arc 5, having that tension where you finally realize, wait a moment, they are introducing themselves with different names and they're in different locations, so there's more than one gluttony archbishop. So it was a bit of a shocking reveal, which you don't really get because it's spoiled by the opening, so a little bit of less tension there, but either way, it's mostly a nitpick. The action sequences for this opening are very good, very hype. We see Garfield just punching a dragon. Shout out to all my Garfeelers out there. Garfeelers, rise up. Our boy is looking good in this opening. Even if they already spoiled small details, like for example there already being more than one gluttony archbishop, I do hope that they make slight changes to the opening throughout the arc. For example, that hooded witch cultist fighting against Wilhelm. I wonder who that is. Some of these shots are really cool and super on character. I love just Reinhardt's nonchalantness, just being there, OP, and completely negating all attacks against him. He's just there like, hey guys, I'm here. And then I have this sort of love-hate relationship with Priscilla where, in my mind, I think I'm supposed to hate her character because I usually don't like these types of characters, but I just can't help but like her. She's a bit obnoxious, but I like her. And she just looks so cool in this opening. I have to admit, she looks pretty cool. And then I really like that they maintain the tradition for Fate openings of, at the high point of the chorus, we have Saber delivering a big Excalibur to an enemy. That is just glorious. Wait, it's Emilia? We're in Rezero? What? Jokes aside, I really like that scene. It did remind me, for example, of some of Fate Zero's openings where you have Saber just delivering an Excalibur. But really, I like Emilia a lot. I think her new fighting prowess is really highlighted in this episode and in this opening as well. Now, I do have to say they did do my boy Subaru super dirty, because there is one moment, a very symbolic one, where Subaru reaches for Emilia, who is in Regulus's grasp, and they hold this sort of goofy still frame for 1 second or two, and his face, because it's so zoomed out and has so little detail, it looks so goofy. He's doing a derpy face like, and it's like, what? And I thought that maybe, despite the seriousness of this arc, they wanted to add a little bit of goofy Subaru humor, because he is supposed to be very capable, but he is supposed to be very uncool in his own words. And so I thought, okay, this is a strange frame to end the opening in, but then the opening actually ends with a very sharp, edgy looking face of Subaru. So he does look cool in the end, but that frame there, it feels like an inside joke. Why did they hold that specific frame for so long? It's just so funny.